Right. So I just saw Austin Holloman's live. So I'm going to use this video as not just a reply to his live, but it's just kind of a talk to younger guys who are getting your feet wet with travel and thinking about establishing a beachhead overseas. So I want to start with one and two, and I'm going to put these together just so I can show you guys, how they're interrelated. So you really should be searching for a mentor if you're going to spend an extended amount of time overseas, because mentors are going to help you cut through a lot of the red tape and the minutia that you're going to have to kind of bump your head in figuring out on your own. So, and when I say hire professionals and these are linked, so let's say, example, you have a medical emergency, right? How do you know how to find a good doctor? You could just go to the nearest doctor. But if you have a mentor, your mentor can reach out in his network and say, oh, no, 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 this is the good doctor for this. And he's going to be doing me a favor, or he's going to be doing a friend of mine a favor. And you're going to get a totally different experience. So if you have a mentor, they're going to help you navigate the situation a little bit easier, a lot a bit easier. And so I can tell you, talking about hiring professionals, one reason why it's such a big deal is because you're going to pay money up front. You're going to pay a lot of money up front and it's going to hurt. But I've hired professionals, I've hired accountants, I've hired lawyers, I've hired different kinds of professionals. And I can tell you that each time I did it, there was one or two nuggets of information I got out of hiring them that saved me so much anguish, money, effort, just stress. And that's that really like valuable stuff that you're going to get if you just hire a professional. So I'll take Austin Holloman's situation, for example. So he's having the issue with the Twitter and the lady saying the thing about him. Now, if you have a good lawyer, or even if you went and talked to a lawyer tomorrow, not for the criminal part of it, but just okay, I'm an American here. I want to interview people on the street, right? Lawyer could say, you can say this, you can't say this, don't operate in these areas, know this legal code, know this legal code, and say I'm operating under X, Y, whatever. And if you know like that 3 or 4 sentences that says, I'm operating under this law, I'm covered under this, set of ordinances or whatever, and you do that in the right area, you get all those things covered. Not only can you operate freely and without worrying of getting in trouble, but if you do get in trouble, you have someone that's going to back you up. So don't be afraid to hire lawyers or professionals, because a professional is going to cut through hours of worrying and stress. We say, no, you're not, you're cool. All you got to do is don't do this, don't do this. You probably shouldn't do this here. And if you have an issue, call me. And if you get those things out of the way, and then you're not even sweating sleeping at night. So this could be advice for Austin Holloman himself, or it could just be advice for guys who, are aspiring to do something similar. Make sure you hire a couple of professionals. It'll save you a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of stress. Okay. And lastly, you got to assimilate a little bit. Now, I know that Austin's assimilating. This is not directed at him particularly, but just guys in general. You got to spend at least a good amount of effort understanding how guys your age act, how guys express themselves. Because if you get a good feel for how people act, how men behave, then you can kind of adjust your behavior around that. So that's why I say befriend. One of the best things that you can do besides getting a mentor is befriending guys in your age group, your peers. If you get 2 or 3 good guys, cool guys that you're running around with, going to parties or going to the beach with or whatever, those guys are going to get you into places that you would not get in normally. You're going to get into certain parties. You're going to get into certain restaurants, certain, events, just off the name of someone understanding how the lay of the land. So even in terms of like just interviewing ladies, whatever, you could probably disarm the ladies with just having a guy there who probably is a little bit interested in American culture, but he speaks Portuguese or Japanese or whatever. And he's rolling around with you, and you approach the ladies and say, hey, I want to introduce you guys. And then he comes in and says, yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. And you approach it from that direction. You'll probably get just a totally different response. And you have someone in your corner so that if things kind of go awry, he can diffuse the situation, right? So there's that, right? So 3 quick bullet points before I get out of here. So 1, you should befriend men. I just said this. Make sure you get some guy friends. When you go out and you do your thing, or you travel around the country or whatever, have a guy that's like, yeah, I'll come with you, sure. And you guys go there, and not only are you just seeing the country and you're having a chance to talk to chat up girls, whatever, but you're getting a chance to see how guys act. You can see the kind of connections and the conduits under which, you can connect to people and see the country and as the way it's really meant to be seen and not just as a tourist. Second, you should, when you have the guys with you, you should really pay attention to their behavior, how they interact with the people around them, with women, with just study their behavior so you can get a model. Because remember, you're in a new country. That means you're creating a new identity. We're not in America as guys. We have to walk on pins and needles about what we can say, how we can act. We worry about getting M2'd. We're worrying about we're worried about a whole bunch of things that guys in other countries simply aren't even considering. They're not even thinking about those things. And so if you are in that other country, the best way you can learn how to navigate how guys act is to have a good guy buddy and let him be kind of your guide and show you not just the country, but how to live in the country, how to interact with people in the country. And lastly, you should find your happy medium as a foreigner between how the guy friend acts and how tourists act. So the better you understand the language and the culture, you can generate a new identity that moves closer and closer to how regular guys act, how regular guys behave and talk to people. And the only way you can really get that is to have guy friends. Get a couple of guy buddies that are in your peer age range, hang out with them, make them your buddies, and you will be surprised at what you can learn about any country you're going to. So that said, this is not necessarily about Austin in particular, but I'm going to add him in the video just for the purpose of it. But for Austin, or for any guys that are just now considering like making that leap overseas, think about getting a mentor, using that mentor to navigate the country when you run into issues, so you can hire certain professionals, get in certain hospitals, housing disputes, even disputes with a hotel, stuff like that. And make guy friends and hang out with guys, because as beautiful as the girls are, girls know game that you don't. But guys, you befriend guys, the guys seen that game. They've seen it. They can tell you, these chicks are cool. These chicks are from this area. You should watch out for this. And you can make some really genuine friendships with guys that I've never had a friend that's American before. I've never had a friend that's, Japanese before. Hey, let's hang out. You go hang out and you show them like, yeah, it's more to us than just, chasing after girls. Yeah, I like this music. I like these sports, whatever. So be cognizant of these things, and you could have a very good experience, but B, you could avoid a lot of trouble, and you could find a lot of the shortcuts that you're just not going to find as a raw tourist. Okay, that's all I got for you guys. So that's it. Passport OG out.